Hello and welcome back. Today, I'm going to show you just how easy it is to install the XDR Magnum Grip gated shifter on this 2011 RZR 800S behind me. We offer a wide variety and selection of shifters for most makes and models, so check our website for your application. I've already opened up the box and laid out our shifter and all the parts that are included with it, so let's go ahead and get started. The first thing you need to do before we get started though, we need to choke the wheels. That way when we're messing with the shifter, we don't have a runaway RZR. And to make it easier to get to the console, we'll go ahead and remove both the passenger and driver's side seats. Now we're ready to start removing the stock shifter. You'll need to pop the cap off the top of the shifter. You can do this by inserting a flat body panel tool or using a large flat blade screwdriver. Place it in the groove between the cap and the base of the knob and use a twisting motion to remove the cap. Remove the shifter knob screw with the Torx bit and pull up on the knob base to remove it completely. Next, you'll have to remove the 11 Torx screws that hold the console to the floor of the UTV. Keep the screws so we can use them later, and take note of the screw type and length for each location. Lift the entire console up and out of the vehicle. It may be necessary to move the shifter into gear to get enough room to clear. Our console has extra power cables and a gauge in it, so I'm just going to set it off to the side so it's out of my way. Now move the shifter to the neutral position to allow access to the shift cable lock nut. Remove the nut and keep it for later use. Disconnect the cable from the stock shifter. Next, you'll need to remove the retaining clip holding the shift lever onto the pivot shaft with a pair of needle nose pliers. Don't forget to keep it. You can now remove the shifter assembly from the pivot shaft. Remove the two nylon bushings from the stock shifter and install them on your XDR shifter. Place the shifter gate over the pivot sleeve and press down on the gate while lining up the selector pin in the gate's widest notch. While holding the gate and the shift lever firmly together, slide them both back onto the shift lever shaft. Verify that the gate and lever are fully seated against the shifter support frame before you proceed. Using a C-clamp or vice grips, clamp the shift gate firmly against the shifter support frame. Now using the guide holes found in the gate, drill 2 1/4-inch holes through the support frame. Then fasten the two together using the hardware provided. Push the bolts through from the passenger side and retain them with the 2 lock washers and nuts on the driver's side of the support frame and tighten firmly. We're now ready to reinstall the retaining clip that we removed earlier from the pivot shaft. Reattach the shift cable to the shift lever and secure it with the factory locking nut. Make sure that the square shoulder of the shift cable is fully seated in the hole of the lever before tightening. Before we proceed, we need to check the shifter for proper operation. Make sure and test all the detents, and if the selector pin falls into both the park and high range detents when your locking lever is released, then your shift cable is properly adjusted. If the shift lever only falls into one of the detents, you'll have to adjust your shift cable per the manufacturer's recommendations. We're now ready to reassemble our console. First, we need to remove the locking lever from the shift lever. Be careful not to lose the small spring washer that's found on the back side of the bolt during the removal process. Next, you'll remove both side plates with an Allen wrench. Now carefully reinstall the center console and position it over our XDR shifter. Finally, reinstall and securely tighten all 11 screws that retain the console. You can now reinstall the locking lever and both side plates. Adding a small drop of blue Loctite to each screw will help keep them from vibrating loose. Be careful not to over-tighten the bolt. If needed, you can apply some Loctite to secure it. Go ahead and reinstall your passenger and driver's side seats and your job is done. Congratulations, you just installed the XDR Magnum Grip gated shifter in your UTV. Thanks for watching. For more great how-to videos or to see our full line of off-road accessories, visit our website at bmracing.com.